In this video, you'll learn how to create precise dimensions in ideCAD. We'll cover free dimensions for point-to-point measurements, outer dimensions for facades, axes, and openings, and inner dimensions for zones and interior details. You'll also see how to adjust dimension styles, move or hide texts, and update dimensions automatically as your project changes. By the end, you'll know how to add smart and accurate dimensions to any project in ideCAD. Before performing the story copy operation, let's add dimensions to the project. Dimensioning commands are located under the Drawings tab Dimension section. There are various types of dimensioning commands available in ideCAD, each designed to suit different detailing needs. The most commonly used dimension types are free dimension, outer dimension, inner dimension. The free dimension command is used to add dimensions between specific points that the user selects manually. For example, it can be effectively used to place a dimension across a stair by clicking on the start and end points of the tread or landing. Click the free dimension command. The dimension toolbar will appear. To access dimension settings, click the settings icon located in the toolbar. Any adjustments made in this dialog will automatically apply to all future dimensions. In the Dimension Settings dialog, various options are available, including font and text properties, distances between the text and dimension lines, dimension type and display style, marker type and format, color selections. The general layout of this settings dialog is consistent across different dimension types. However, certain settings, such as line styles or specific display options, may vary depending on the selected dimension type. After completing the adjustments, click OK to close the dialog and create the free dimension. Select the points through which the dimension will pass. To dimension the stair, click on the boundaries of the reinforced concrete portion of the treads. If the dimension line intersects a wall or shear wall, make sure to include the wall thickness by clicking on the wall boundaries. After all required points are selected, right-click to complete the selection. Then, draw the dimension line as if drawing a straight line. Place it where you want the dimension to appear. The dimension will be generated accordingly. Press the Escape key to exit the command. With the Move command, the position of the free dimension line can be easily changed. If the dimension line or text overlaps with a shear wall or any other object, the text can be repositioned to improve readability. Right-click on the dimension line and select the Move Dimension Text command. Then, click on the dimension text you want to reposition and drag it to the desired location. For example, placing the text above the treads can improve clarity and prevent overlap with other objects. You can also temporarily hide specific dimension texts if needed. To do this, right-click on a dimension and select the Show Hide Dimension Texts command from the menu. Then, click on the dimension texts you want to hide. As you select them, they will appear faded. When you exit the command, the selected texts will be hidden from view. To make the text visible again, one of the following methods can be used. The Show Hide Dimension Text command can be used again to manually unhide the faded texts. Alternatively, the Reset Dimension Text command can be used to restore all dimension texts to their original state. Any modifications, such as hiding or repositioning, will be discarded, and the dimensions will return to their default display. Another commonly used dimensioning method is the outer dimension. This method is typically used in architectural projects to display measurements along selected facades, including axes, total facade lengths, and the locations of door and window openings. From the Drawings tab, the outer dimensioning command can be selected from the Dimensioning section. The external dimension settings can be accessed by clicking Settings icon. The objects to be considered along the facade where the outer dimensioning will be applied should be selected. Once the selection is complete, a right-click is used to finalize it. Then, the wall that will serve as the reference for the dimension placement is specified. While defining the reference wall, a thick reference line is displayed in the selected direction. When this line is clicked, the outer dimension is automatically generated by the program. The generated outer dimension line includes details such as the total length, axis spacing, and the positions of door and window openings. Since outer dimensions are smart objects, any modifications made to the project are automatically reflected in the dimension. For instance, if a window shown on the dimension line is deleted, the associated measurement is automatically removed, and the dimension line is adjusted to display as a continuous line. If revisions are required after creating an outer dimension, such as adding or removing walls, doors, or windows, follow these steps. Select the dimension line. Right-click and choose the Add Remove Dimension Parent command. The objects currently used in the dimension line are highlighted by the program. Select and remove any unwanted elements or add new ones as needed. Once done, right-click again to complete the operation. The outer dimension line is then updated automatically, and the changes made are reflected instantly. The standard Move command cannot be used to reposition outer dimensions. This is because outer dimensions are smart objects that remain linked to their reference elements. To reposition the dimension line, the adjustment must be made through the Settings dialog. Double-click the outer dimension to open the Outer Dimension Settings dialog. In the settings, update the offset value to change the distance of the dimension line from the reference wall. For instance, increasing the offset from 125 centimeters to 300 centimeters will automatically move the dimension line 3 meters away from the wall. In projects, it is often required to dimension the interior spaces, rooms, and the door and window openings within them. For this purpose, the Inner Dimension command is used. To create an inner dimension, it is essential to first define a dimension path in the drawing area. To do this, click the Inner Dimension command. Then, draw the dimension path across the desired area as if drawing a straight line. ideCAD automatically detects walls, room boundaries, and similar objects along this path and calculates their dimensions accordingly. This first dimension line is typically used to show the total lengths of dimension. The second dimension line is drawn to indicate lengths of rooms. The dimension line showing the total measurement can be disabled from the dimensioning settings if preferred. However, doors and windows are not detected automatically. After the dimension path is created, select the related dimension line and right-click to use the Add Remove Dimension Parent command. With this command, the door and window objects to be included in the dimension line are selected. Once the selection is complete, a right-click is performed to finalize the process. The measurements of the selected door and window openings are then automatically added to the specified dimension line, completing the inner dimensioning. Inner dimensions are responsive to changes made in the project. Similarly, if a wall that is part of the inner dimension is deleted, the dimension path is updated accordingly. However, if a new wall is added after the inner dimension has already been created, it will not be automatically included in the dimensioning. They can be manually added using the Add Remove Dimension Parent command. With this command, the relevant objects are selected, and upon confirmation, they are automatically incorporated into the dimension line. The dimensioning step has been completed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore the knowledge base for more tips. See you in the following video.